What's up, you guys? It's the Authentic Empress. Now, on this video, this is actually for sure going to be a very brief video. I want to pull some cards for you guys in this video. So let's see what comes out. Let's see what's in the energy. So first and foremost, there are some individuals focused on you. Okay, there's some people that's being defeated by you, or that's been defeated by you. Okay, you got the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Swords. Look, here they go right here. Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. So these sneak attacks or whatever, there's something about your people trying to attack your stability or what makes you feel safe and protected. Okay, people trying to attack the idea of you feeling safe and protected. Okay, these are people who are unable to escape something, or people who are triggered by the ability of you escaping something here, or escaping their attacks. Okay, you being unbothered, okay, disinterested, unaffected, okay, not impacted by their bullying, their harassment. Okay, this they're quote unquote persevering to try and attack you and harm you. Okay, these are people whom you expose, or something is being illuminated about them, or these are people who are triggered by your happiness. Okay, they're triggered by your happiness, they're triggered by your clarity. Okay, they're triggered by your wheel of fortune. Okay, yeah, and they're triggered by how sharp and how clear you are about them, okay, and about what they're doing. Anyway, so it's getting, so what I was picking up is that these people and their sneak attacks, and then being indirect with attacking you or whatever, these are people who are getting hit directly by your spirit team. Okay, you got the Death card in reverse. Okay, there's something significant about a Queen of Swords in reverse as well. So some type of death magic, or them trying to put an end to something, like it's not happening. Okay, something is still going. Okay, this can even be people who are trying to attack your passion for something, or the passion, like just the passionate energy towards you from others as well. This is some type of fail, them failing at being able to eliminate this, or stop this, or put an end to this. Okay. So there's something about a realization, okay, of these people's efforts literally not rendering any results. Okay, you're still protected, you're still secure, you're still stable. Okay, heavy emphasis on you being stable-minded as well. Now, look, you got dark magic or dark manipulations. You see this? You see how these cards came out together? Damn. So there's definitely an energy, or these people focused on you about how they're not hidden. Okay, they can't hide anything from you. Okay, you're still being unaffected, okay, unscathed. You're still moving forward. Okay, they're not stopping this forward movement. Okay, with some type of grand action, or a bigger, I don't know, like something that's supposed to be more severe, more intense. Okay, I don't know, dark magic, dark manipulations, or whatever. It's not enough. It's still not working, right? There's something about you still receiving equal give and take, or equal exchange. Okay, you still receiving reciprocity. Okay, that these people are triggered by. Okay, you're still in this magnetic energy. You're still attracting what you deserve. And you're also attracting some type of sincere connections, authentic, organic connections. Okay. Yep. I just saw the Two of Pentacles in the upright as well. Okay, so there's something significant about you still maintaining something here. You still being able to balance something. Okay, you're not dropping the ball, or These are people who are trying to throw you off kilter. They want you to get tripped up, trip over your feet and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, nah. It's like, so it's giving, you're tripping these people up, or these people are tripping off you. I'm thinking about this song by LMA, Tripping on You. These are people who are clearly tripping on you. They're tripping on your energy. I ain't lying to you. Ace of Swords. They're burdened. They're overwhelmed. They put in a lot of hard work. Okay? No reward. What is the best? I'm done. Look at them. Look at them. Look, there go one of them in the chat, y'all. Obsessed. You know what? I got a better way to answer your question. So return to sender. You may want to, I don't know, try to find some way to be forgiven by God, because yes, since you want to make remarks about teeth or whatever, you better believe some shit about to go on with yours. God damn, like, y'all see these people. All I'm gonna say is these people, if they not ready, they better get ready, okay, for these backfires. Okay, these people are not prepared at all. These people weren't prepared. These are people who are already experiencing backfires. Okay, these are people who are highly triggered, and it's almost like, so whatever that they're experiencing, y'all, okay, I follow. Whatever that they're experiencing right now, how did both of these come out? Whatever this is what they're experiencing. Child. And you see it all, you know it all, or it's being exposed. Oh my God. They're getting exposed. They're under judgment. Man. Oh my. Get in here. Because I'm about to take y'all through there. Get over here. It's giving Scorpion. Venus flytrap. Come over here. Come on. Come back. Come to this video. Okay? Make sure y'all log into this chat. Okay? Get over here. Okay? Because y'all taking these, y'all ancestors, y'all spirit team is taking your enemies through there. Yo, that is crazy. Like, these are people who fear their future. Okay? These people are in fear of what's to come. Confirmation. Oh my God. They are in fear of what's to come. Shaking my head. Their evil is being repaid back to them. Y'all, both of them, they're evil. Oh. Oh my God. These are people who are in despair about you being in this balance here. You still reaping some type of benefits, okay? Them not being able to successfully take something from you or get you to forfeit something, get you to sabotage something. You know, watching you still grow, still be stable-minded. Man, you're stable-minded, and this is causing them to be unstable. Ain't that something? Confirmation. Because you love yourself, because of how loved you. Oh my God. Because you love yourself, because somebody loves you, because you're loved, because you're healing, because you're keeping something together, because they're not able to take something from you. Oh my God. They can't take this. They cannot rob you of this 10 of cups. They cannot rob you of the love that you receive, the love that you're getting, the love that you get from the divine, or you even embodying this. They can't shake you out this energy. They can't. These are people who are trying. They're trying so hard. They're desperate. So you're in this star energy. Okay, and you definitely got some people, some immature. Oh my God, divine. You got some immature ass energies, okay? Charging at you. Enraged, okay? Persistent, okay? They could be feeling like, if they persevere, okay, all at once and stuff. So the goal is to overwhelm your energy. The goal is to overstimulate you. So there can even be manifestations of overstimulation that's happening like throughout your day or something like that. Like whether that be overstimulation of light, okay, overstimulation of frequency, like music, war music, low vibrational music, horror music. Like let's say you go somewhere in the public and for whatever reason they're saturating the space with low vibrational music. Like this is these people's tactic or goal. I don't know who told them that this would successfully get them the 10 of Pentacles, or maybe somebody invested in this, maybe somebody paid for this. Oh my God. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming over here. Thank y'all for all as we gather here today. You guys are helping these messages come out even more rapidly. So boom. There's something significant about heat. Okay. Maybe if you're like working or working out, or this can even be like certain environments. Okay. This can even be like nature and the weather. There's something about this overheating energy. You're burning. So you know the concept of burning off calories. You're burning off these people's magic. You're burning off their projections. Like, I don't know, like it can't stick onto you. So when you think about spiritual baths and stuff like that. So I was having a conversation with this, there's the Three of Cups again. I was having this conversation with this Scorpio woman. And she's a high vibrational Scorpio woman. And we was talking about just all the different dynamics of water, okay, and the manifestations of water, and how when I was encouraging her or giving her confirmation of her energy, I was saying, so the planet is composed mostly of what? Water, right? And our bodies are made up mostly of what? Water, right? She was telling me how she's best friends with the Taurus and that she considers her like boundaries queen. Okay. Like, her Taurus friend has been helping her with her boundaries, or just be more assertive with her boundaries, while she's been helping her Taurus friend, kind of embrace softness more. So again, going back to how Earth, is composed mostly of water, okay, and our bodies are made mostly of water. Boundaries. What are the boundaries of that water? Earth. Think about it. So Earth itself is what kind of keeps the water in place, or the water from not taking over the entire planet, right? So there's something significant about these people trying to overwhelm you, or wanting you to be overwhelmed by your emotions, like trying to drown you out, okay? Or even with so this is giving they're trying to burn you at the stake with their energy, with their low vibrational energy. They're trying to burn you up. They're trying to burn up your boundaries, or this toughness, this strength that you have, your discipline, your finances, your stability. They're trying to overwhelm and overstimulate your energy. Like, so I'm thinking about a child that has I'm thinking about somebody who's autistic, and how one of the quickest ways to trigger them is to overstimulate their mind, like overstimulate their energy, like where it's just too much going on. So you know how autistic children get the reputation of not being sociable, or just like appreciating their me time, or needing some time to enjoying their own space, okay, their own personal time and space. This is what they're doing. So even with that autistic energy, there's something very peculiar about your intelligence. I'm telling y'all, this is y'all's energy towards these people's desperate as attacks right now. So y'all know the wisdom of when you're on the verge of something good, it seemed like, my God, when you're on the verge of a breakthrough, that's because you're tapping into something like, oh my God, you're tapping into something grand, or like there's some type of milestone you're about to reach, or there's something big that's about to happen. These people are panicking and they're trying to mask it as they're trying to mask it with trying to overwhelm your energy with upping upping the ante on attacking you, trying to overstimulate you, trying to overwhelm you. And oh my God, I have a card, and the imagery of the card, there's a giant in the card, right? And then there's a bunch of little people all around this giant energy, and they're trying to jump and climb on the giant and stuff like that, but it's not enough to take over this big energy. So there's something about you having big energy, big protection. Okay, this is why these people, like, yo, this, oh my God, this is the star, because you're the star. Yo, you know what analogy the divine just gave me? This is giving people who are climbing on top of each other's shoulders and bodies and stuff like that, and gathering more people and climbing on top, because they're trying to reach you and they still cannot reach you. They can't reach you to pull you down, to take you out the sky, to take you out of God, to take you out of your faith with the divine. They can't reach you. How are you low vibe? See, here's the thing. Make it make sense. How are you low vibrational? How are you moving in a low vibrational, low frequency manner? How are you moving out of evil and wickedness and demonic intentions, okay, with the goal to pull down somebody, okay, who's being held up by God, who's sitting on, make it make, y'all, so people are having mental outbursts. Like, these are people who are full-fledged in their mental illness. That is what's going on right now. Some of you guys, for some of you, you guys have death. This is the goal. This is the goal. They're desperate to put an end to something that somebody's working on, something that you're working on, what God is working on. This is, oh my God, y'all, this has something to do with love. This has something to do with love. This has something to do with connections, like healthy. Oh my God. This has something to do with healthy connections, bro. These people are feeling heartbroken about this. They're trying to mask their fear and their pain. They're literally taking out their heartbreak, their pain, them feeling rejected. They're taking it out onto you. And the thing is, let's go back to those boundaries, y'all. God has boundaries around how far these people can go with you, and they can't do nothing about it, and they are triggered. They are triggered. They are mad as fuck. Y'all know how when Satan wanted to try Job, and it was that energy of, do whatever, but you can't kill him. So, wow, you're too smart. You're too intelligent. You're too strategic. Okay, you're too wise in order to put yourself in environments, situations, and scenarios where these people can, like, let's say, rest in peace, to that little girl, where people can corner you and beat you up, beat you down, physically harm you. You're not the type of person that's going to intentionally put yourself in those environments. Okay, there's something exclusive about how the divine has your life set up at this time, where these people cannot get near you. They can't get near you in proximity. Okay, There was definitely efforts, okay, to try and do something to you by means of proximity, but these people cannot get near you, okay? So it's a whole mental game. Like, it's a mental psychological game that these people are resorting to. Like, this is given, like, you know, when somebody is like being harassed, being bullied, like being overwhelmed and overstimulated, and you know, people are saying, oh, you should kill yourself, die, or you know, they say a lot of reckless things to a person to basically get them to drown in their emotions, or like they try to pollute the person's emotions, their emotional body and stuff like that, okay? Like, it's almost like this energy of trying to overwhelm somebody so that they harm themselves, that they kill themselves, take themselves out, because these are people who, they can't do it direct. You're not pressed. You're not in. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna close out. So, y'all, these are people who are mad because they don't have haters. So, you know that phrase of, if you don't got haters, then you ain't doing shit. There's something that you're not doing to even warrant the hate. You get what I'm saying? These are people who want haters, who are pressed for people to hate on them, but there's nothing about them to hate on. There's nothing original about them. There's nothing unique about them, okay? You have this rare, unique energy. You're considered peculiar. You know, like God talks about the salt of the peculiar, okay? Which is rare, okay? It's synonymous to that word. These are people, there's nothing really interesting about them. People could consider them very boring, okay? Very shallow. There's not much interesting about them, like, besides the basic things, or like the basic fixes, like. And I feel like this speaks volumes to those people who all went to Houston, or like the spring break stuff, and you know, spending recklessly, with no tact and no wisdom, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like the trend follower energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be included, okay, just to be just to feel like they're a part of something, like, or a part of the in crowd. Like, you guys typically draw the attention of the in crowd, and you kind of give this energy where like, you know, I'm good, but the in crowd be wanting you to be in the in crowd, but not wanting you to be in the in crowd. And I know that sounds like a lot, okay? There's something about you being a muse to people. A muse, M-U-S-E. Okay. These people's attempt to overwhelm your energy by gaslighting you, they're actually gassing you up. Okay, they're fueling you up to the highest. Like, think of a car, like filling a car up. These people are fuel to your chariot. Oh my God. So, going back to where we left off, okay, before the video cut off. These are people where God has put boundaries around your energy, right? They can't kill you, right? So, this is given that if these people thought that there was some type of hope in your emotions, or like arousing your emotions, or you being in your emotions, you being sensitive, they could have, you know, thought your sensitivity was weakness, okay? But this is actually your advantage, because something that I've always said about being sensitive, or about being emotional, is it means you're more sensitive to energies as well. Like, so this is somebody who's very clairaudient, clairsentient, okay, clairgustance. Like, you're tapped into the clairs like crazy. Like, this is somebody who's very empathic. This is somebody who's very intuitive. This is Cancer energy. This is Pisces. And like, come, Scorpio. Let's really think about the water signs. Let's think about the water signs, right? Cancer energy is like mother instinct, that maternal instinct. You know how A mother like can just know if something is wrong with her child. Her child can be miles away, and a mother can just sense that something is wrong with her child. Your mama will call. Oh. Your mom will call you, or you call your child, and your child just so just so happen to be going through something or dealing with something at that moment. Okay, you guys have that type of discernment. But let's not just stop there. Pisces, right? Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Pisces is also what in tarot, the high priestess. Pisces is also the moon. A lot of times the moon get associated with Cancer energy. Pisces, okay? Ebb and flow, right? The fishes. Illusions, veils. Pisces sees through the illusions, the facades, the masquerades, the costume. Pisces energy is, let's say, y'all know that game of cards. Shout out to you, boo. Y'all know that game, that old school game like of cards, and the person shuffle up the cards. You're supposed to watch the cards, watch the card, and pick out a particular card. That's Pisces energy. There's a lot of illusions at play. Intentional illusions, distortion, Pisces can detect, like, Pisces energy is giving, there's a wall and there's some people behind the wall, and it's almost like that old dating show. You're communicating, or you ask a question or whatever, and you're communicating with 3 different people behind the wall. You can't see them. All you have is their voice, right? But then you're able to match the voice with the person. That's Pisces discerning abilities, right? Scorpio energy, like I was telling the Scorpio today, the reason why a lot of people get Scorpio energy confused, or they project a lot of negative energy onto Scorpio energy, is because they lack understanding. Okay, these are people who are afraid of addressing their own deep-rooted wounds and issues. Okay, Scorpio to me is like the deepest of the water. Like, Scorpio to me is like the bottom of the ocean. Like, this is what I told her. I said, it's a small percentage of people who are courageous, brave, and bold enough to go scuba diving. Majority of people feel more safe and secure by staying on the shallow surface, or staying on the shallow end of an ocean, opposed to that small majority, that small quantity of people that's actually willing to explore the depths of the ocean. And then think about the things that you uncover from the bottom of the ocean. Like, think about mysteries that get solved by exploring the depths of the ocean. And I even brought this up about, for example, Lake Lanier, okay, and how the town that was covered in water, like the people who were murdered and covered in water. So you have the kind of discernment and intuition, sensitivity, where you tap into things that most people don't tap into. You see things most people don't see. You hear things most people don't hear. You could be somebody, if somebody is speaking on your name. In a reading that I did the other day, a card came out and said your name is protected. If somebody is speaking ill or speaking of your name in general, whether ill or positive, you may think of that person. You guys may even get details of the conversation that's being spoken about your name. Okay? I'm telling you, these are people who intentionally wanted to drown you out, like drown you in your emotions, or take certain actions towards you that will have you overly emotional. You guys could have been like heavily emotional like this past week. Wow. 11/11. 9/11 is significant. 9/11. You guys could have been very emotionally charged recently, right? And there was intentional manipulation going on behind the scenes in order to do this. Okay. um So I was talking about how something about you burning off energy, like if you're working out, like something about you sweating more profusely than usual when working out, okay, or when you're working, or something feeling more hotter, or being in a place and for whatever reason it's hotter, like it just feels more hotter, like the heat has been turned up, like goddamn. Or even nature, how it's hotter out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are people who were intentionally trying to brew an emotional storm. These are people who are in emotional storms of their own. Okay. And it has something to do with you. It has something to do with some type of support that you're getting, that you're gaining. Okay. Somebody or people coming to your defense, people defending you. Oh my God. These are people who felt like they were at an advantage by orchestrating this energy of you not being able to defend yourself, like doing insane or slandering your name behind your back, or casting energy so that God, get me through this. Okay, this is broken up in different ways. So this is somebody who wanted to break you up in different ways. They was trying to break you up in different ways. This could even be like break up a connection, or break up your connections, break up your passion, break up whatever you're doing, your foundation, in different ways. They tried many ways. Okay. So because of who you are, your character, your integrity, your purity of heart your purity of heart is almost like that. I'm trying to think. I think there's like a certain, let's use moringa seed. Moringa seeds can purify water. Like if you put a moringa seed and like crush it up, and our ancestors, they used to use crushed moringa seeds to purify or remove pollutants out of water, right? Your heart is that moringa seed, right? So even though these people are trying to like have you like be emotionally charged or brew up some type of emotional storm within you by projecting onto you, evil eyeing, casting some type of ill will, wickedness, whatever, projecting their anger, their rage towards you, teaming up together to do this, what's actually happening is that, like, for example, with that sweating more than usual, your heart, the purity of your heart, oh my God, the purity of your heart is literally eradicating, like, or purifying things or remnants of trauma within you. It's purifying it. This is even giving, like, the energy that they're projecting onto you, that's like ill energy. The purity of your heart is purifying the energy that they're projecting, right? So they're building up all this emotion, all this water, and they're giving you all this water. They're watering you. They're giving you all this water, and it's only fine-tuning your psychic abilities. It's fine-tuning your intuition, your discernment. You guys are like growing in your perceptive abilities. Like oh my God. Wow. They're drawing my attention to this star card in the water. And y'all see these little flowers that's growing? Wow. I'm telling you, like, I don't know why this is giving. These people thought they were going to feed and harvest off your emotions. They wanted you to be drained. They wanted you to drain or deplete yourself emotionally. with this Aquarius energy, the star card, so somebody could be an Aquarius, so you can have significant Aquarius placements, okay? Or something about Aquarius, being in the age of Aquarius is significant. Or it's 11th house. Y'all know Aquarius energy is like that higher consciousness, right? They're trying to project onto you to lower the quality of your consciousness. They want you to get into this low frequency in regards to your consciousness, like how you're perceiving things, so that when they do emotionally charge you or try to create or brew this storm within you, they want it to manifest in a manner where they get to harvest off the emotions for themselves. But your level of consciousness, you're too conscious, you're too aware, you're too intelligent, okay? You have this rare understanding, you know, you have this peculiar understanding, this awakening of what's you. I just heard shamanic. Some of you guys are literally shamans, okay? You're too conscious, like you're too wise, like you just have this deeper understanding of the elements. You have a very deep knowing of yourself, knowledge of self, okay? You tapped into a knowledge of this life, of the world, of the spirit, of the mind, the body, all of the bodies, the chakras. Like you study to show thyself approved. There's something significant about safeguarding your energy, okay? This is giving, like, if you do feel emotional, if you do cry, if somebody do something to arouse some type of negative emotions in you, like you're speaking like powerful prayers, or like you're speaking against what the intention is, and you're alchemizing against that very intent. Like you're taking, you have power and control over yourself and over your emotions, is what it's giving. These are people who are trying to trigger or arouse some type of emotional like outburst in you, and then they want to kind of feed off of it. They want to consume it, but instead it's like they got to be quicker than it. They're not quick enough. They can't get nothing past you. This is, I saw what you, oh, so, okay, so that's clearly a projection. Okay, so return to sender, whatever ill intent that you intended is return back. But in the meantime, you know, Most High, that energy that they just project onto me, that they try to arouse, could you transmute that into something that's from my highest good? That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. You're the successor. You got Aquarius energy here again. And this is how these people are feeling. Let me tell you what I told the Scorpio today. I told her, so she was talking about how, yes, she knows she's emotional and she feels very deeply, and how she, you know, wants to really retain her softness. I told her, don't be ashamed of the variations of water, because there's a place and there's a necessity for all the variations of water and how it manifests. See, listen, sometimes it's necessary to raise hell. HAIL is what I told her. Sometimes it's necessary to ice people out. Sometimes it's necessary to have that tsunami. It's necessary to rain and thunderstorm, to drizzle, to what is tough. Bro, don't be ashamed. The only time you begin to feel shame or guilt, first of all, if you're misusing the energy. Second of all, if you're using the energy as you should to people who try to weaponize that towards you. Ain't it crazy how people get triggered when they try to ice you out and then you ice them out? You use their methods on them, but you use it correctly. You use it. You use it how it's. You show them how to do it. You show them how it's supposed to be done. And they get mad. Like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Temperaments. Somebody could be a Sagittarius. Heavy emphasis on somebody being a Sagittarius or something about something expanding, growing. No. Bro. I'm telling you. They didn't expect you to... This is like bait and switch. This was, ice you out method so you can try harder to get in. But you turn around and turn cold to those who were cold towards you. Where you used to water people, now you're healing on whatever they got. They think they're going to come towards you and charge towards you. And so you're healing on them. Raising hell. Hail. Ice. Breaking the windshield. You going where? To do what? To who? To me? Huh? You thought you was gonna do what? With my emotional energy? Okay, freeze over that whole body of water. Freeze it over. Now try what you thought you was gonna do. Let me see you get across that ice. Boom, they fall through the ice. Frozen to death. That's what it's giving. Stuck. They stuck? They stuck on you? They stuck on this they're stuck on this delusional self-fulfilling prophecy. They're stuck in karmic cycles. They're stagnant within their growth. They're stagnant. So I have this card that says frozen or stuck at the psychological age where they experience some kind of trauma or a significant trauma. These are people who are stuck in psychological ages of where or when they were traumatized. These are people who fail to transmute. These are people who are not alchemists. So it's giving you guys are speaking in a lot of parables nowadays as well. You could be those people who've always spoken parables and it comes to you easy. Like, there could be like conversations between you and God where you could describe something in parable form, but it's really God speaking to you to give you understanding about something. Okay. So there's something about you mirroring God's energy. These are people who are left confounded, who were trying to mirror your energy for some type of instant gratification or to reap some type of benefits, right? They were mirroring your energy with ill intentions, okay? And it's also trying to mirror your energy, but also get rid of you and mirror your energy to try to make it seem like it's their energy. Meanwhile, you're mirroring God's energy, an infinite, eternal source. Yo. Boy, God is so good. God is so good. Eternal life. Eternal life. That's what God meant. Oh my God. That's what God meant. Eternal life. Eternal life. Where is the star card? That's what God meant, y'all. Oh my God. There it is. Oh my God. Look how easy I feel. Oh my God. That's what God meant. Look at the star card, y'all. Look at the star card. Look at that. Those are 8 stars. Infinity. Infinite. It's 1:11 on the fucking clock right now. Oh my God. You see how this being is pouring water into water and pouring water onto the land, right? And look how fruitful this land is, bro. It's crazy how it's almost like drawing water, like, because, okay, in this one, right, you see how it's fuller, almost like the water is coming up into this one, right? And then over here, it's like the water is pouring out, while it seems like this one is pulling up the water out of the land. Bro, what the fuck? These are people who thought that if they just did enough, caused enough towers, they were going to deplete you. Oh my God. Oh my God. But you keep regenerating life force because you're connected to source. You're one with God. God is infinite, eternal life. Y'all, when I say this shit so fucking deep, peep this right here, right? These people, right? Why is it given that you was watering? So these are people who was planting seeds of evil, right? Why is it given that you was watering their seeds of evil? Now, having this wisdom, what did God tell you? What did your parent, your eternal parent, tell you? You reap what you sow. So yeah, what they did, what they said, it hurt your feelings, it made you cry. But we all reap what we sow. Not only are your seeds of righteousness, your seeds of love, your seeds of loyalty, your seeds of fairness being watered by whatever emotions, whatever tears that you shed, but you're also watering their seeds of evil, that they're dumbasses, thoughts, what's going to manifest in your life. No, it's manifesting in their lives. Don't you know that every time these people make it, I'm having this deja vu. I've seen this before. I've seen this moment before. Oh my God. Don't you know that whatever these people are doing to conjure your feelings to be heard for some type of harsh memories or fears, whatever that, oh my God, whatever they are doing to trigger you, to trigger some type of emotional outburst, you're only further watering the towers in their life. You're further watering their misfortunes that they planted, that they intended for you. These are people who were so focused on you, so focused on the star, so focused on the sun, so focused. Sowing seeds. Blinded by your light. Obsessing. You know how they say you're not supposed to look at the sun too long? These are people who are distracted by your light, to the point of being disoriented, not realizing that their obsession over you was literally at their own detriment. See, let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you something about me. I know I'm not a regular person. Now, hear me out. When I really get into meditation, praise and worship with the divine, when I say I have no choice but to see who I am, like my higher self, like it's like I become my true form. Like, it's almost like instead of my flesh covering my spirit covers my flesh. And I'm like how you see those elders in the church, like when they feel in the spirit, I'm rocking. I'm like I'm speaking in tongues. I'm crying. I'm excessively thanking God. I'm addressing the Most High in many names that the Most High has. Like, let me tell you. Yesterday, I was talking about how there is some communication that you can't necessarily communicate with the language that we've been given. There is some communication that we communicate non-verbally or in other ways that only certain people can process, comprehend. Don't you know there's a language? There are ways that we communicate that is like only certain people like light language, for example, or there are ways that we communicate to God where we don't even always have to put words or English or our language, our dialect. We don't always have to put actual words to it. You know how God, I want to say there's some scriptures that talk about your tears, like when you cry, when you pray, making supplication for you. Let me take these out. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, when y'all get into y'all's praise and worship and meditation, like, there are things you are communicating in regards to your protection and you warring in the spirit of warring with these people who are warring with you. You may not even your human mind may not even comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes beyond that. Like, it's literally about you just whoa. It literally it's like it's about you just being in, like, what is the language or what is that energy before eating of the tree of knowledge is what it's given. Like, what It's almost like frequency, right? I always say that frequency is the universal language. Okay? Energy. Energy and frequency is the language of all living beings. Okay? Animals, nature, people. Right? There's ways that we can communicate with animals and with nature energetically where you don't have to say shit. It's about the frequency. All these different experiments with plants, with water, speaking positive affirmations to water or speaking negative to water, and how it literally changes the crystallization of the water and whether the water is healthier for you or not. Plants. Speaking, love and, compliments and positive affirmations to a plant, and with the same conditions, both plants, and that plant being more prosperous than the plant that's, receiving insults. This is what these people, yo. So here's the thing. It's not that their tactics aren't true. Okay? Obviously, we have seen this work on some people, unfortunately, in this lifetime, being bullied, being humiliated, being harassed. Okay, people insulting them and stuff like that, right? Yes, it's a thing, right? That if you just keep insulting somebody, like keep putting somebody down, keep verbally abusing, yes, you can beat somebody down. Yes, you can wear somebody. This is these people. This is all these people had. All they had was slander. All they got is gossip. All they got is talking bad about you. That's all they have. But your strength surpasses that. Your peace surpasses that. Your peace surpasses their understanding. Being one with God, having God be your ally. Think about all that God is and God being your ally. Think about these people teaming up with others or teaming up with somebody else to do something to you, to try and defeat and conquer you. Think about God being your ally and all the associations of who God is. God is the Prince of Peace. God is the Prince of Peace. If God is a master of peace and God is your ally, this is how you master a peace that surpasses your enemy's understanding. Even your own. Because he didn't specify whose understanding. Oh my God. You know what's happening? This negative attention or these desperate acts or being dirty, being nasty, being freaky, being slutty and stuff. It's not the attention from that no longer suffice for these people. They can't derive any sense of pleasure or satisfaction or contentment, okay, or any ego boosts or ego strokes or false sense of they can't derive any pleasure from this kind of attention anymore. Going back to how these are people who are desperate for haters. Like they want to be hated on so bad. They want to be hated on. Because for those of us who really do have haters, right? We don't want the motherfuckers. Like we don't want them. We don't want them. Like, if anything, we will look past them. If we have to go into spaces, sometimes we may depending on circumstance conditions, if we have to go into those spaces, it's like, I'm gonna tell you something I was channeling. These are people who are trying to use scare tactics. They want you to be paranoid. They're trying to project their paranoia and stuff like that, their anxiety. They want you looking over your shoulder, and they want you to be very anxious and nervous, and they don't want you to have this contentment. They're trying to disrupt this peace that surpasses their understanding, right? your confidence is so steadfast in God. Like, this Four of Wands energy, you feeling safe and protected, is so rooted and grounded in God. This is giving, like, if somebody try to do some type of, mind you, God has boundaries around your energy. There's only but so much they can do. So, and because there's only but so much you're going to do. Should we talk about Job? They tried their best to convince Job to do what? To curse God. They tried their best. Even when he was overwhelmed, he was confused about what he was going through, because he know he's pure heart. He know he's been generous. He know he's done this. He's done that. He's done this, right? In order to appease and please God. This is how he's lived his life. So he don't understand why this stuff is happening to him. Questioning himself, questioning, like, God, dude, have you left me? Are you still here? Do you love me? Why is this happening? And them compromised people, them fake ass friends. You must have did something. Like, you must have did. She must have. He must. They must did something to deserve it. Like, what you do? Like, they won't. They want to see you fuck up so bad. They want to see you ruin yourself or ruin what you have, ruin your blood. They want to see you sabotage so desperately. Word witchery, backbiting. They want you to be codependent on their logic so desperately, opposed to being dependent, interdependent with God's all-knowing, all-seeing, omniscient, omnipresent knowledge, wisdom, understanding, comprehension. They want to play God in your life, is what I'm saying. They want you, like they've done, like they do, like all of them have done. They want you to swap out your teacher, God, with substitutes. Because they're substituting for one another, okay, in each other's lives. So, okay. So the goal was to, first of all, y'all already hating on this anointed being because they're master teacher level, for one. Okay. They actually have something of substance to offer to people in their conversations, okay, in their presence, okay, in their inputs, in their contributions. That's what you hating on. I'm seeing that little girl, like, what's that meme with that little girl and she's like, it can be y'all energy towards these volunteered enemies, bro. Oh my God. So you hating on the person who's mastered themselves, who's mastered peace, or who's mastered self-love, who's mastered discipline, who's mastered stuff. But the way that that person even tapped into that is by sticking with God. Job's friends were jealous of his wisdom, of his understanding when it came to God, right? These are people who was learning from Job. They was eating out of Job's hand. They was eating out of his harvest, right? And because in that moment when he lost all of that stuff, right? Stuff, materials, stuff that he didn't have when he came to the world, stuff that he can't take with him, which is why he said that infamous scripture that he can't take with him when he leave. But guess what he will have? Guess what he had before he came here, before he knew y'all, before he birthed all these children that he lost, before he had all these cattle, all this wealth. What did he have? I knew you. Before you enter your mother's womb. Do you understand how much God loves us? Do you know? Do you know how much God loves you? So many people snake each other out because they want to, or they've bought into this illusion of trying to gain some type of honor from one another, instead of honoring God and receiving the ultimate honor of honors. Period. It's one thing to receive honors in colleges and stuff like that. It's another thing to receive honors in God's book. It's one thing to receive your master's, your PhD, your doctorates in this earthly realm. It's another thing to receive that in God's covenant. These are people, crab in the bucket mentality. These are people who will attack somebody's wealth, who will steal from somebody's wealth, who will do anything, degrade themselves for money, for things. People who have sold themselves out, not realizing that God is the bag. God is the highest form of wealth. God is financial freedom. God is the ultimate love that anybody could ever experience in this lifetime, in every lifetime. God is the highest knowledge. This is why knowledge is eternal. Understand, if God is eternal, that means love is eternal. If you lock in with God, people not loving you, not supporting you, people trying to convince you that you're not loved, that you will not receive love or support, they're lying to you. Okay? If you lock in with God, stay locked in with God. Don't you understand that love is eternal? Love is eternal with God. Loyalty is eternal with God. Creativity, legacy, wealth, prosperity, health is eternal with God. These are people who are envious of the fact that when they try to take everything away from you, right? When they wanted to rob you, okay, of your treasure. These are people who are, right now as we speak, triggered because you're in this energy, in this mindset. Oh my God, y'all. The last thing that was attacked. Go read the book of Job again. Everybody, all of us, meditate on it. I can guarantee you it's going to trigger praise and worship. If you are truly a divine feminine, I guarantee you're going to go into a deep meditative state of gratitude with God. I guarantee you. I guaranteed you. Why? Because the steps of what Job was losing, and what was the last to go? The love, the loyalty, the faith of his own soulmate, and his health. His health. And even though He couldn't even really recognize himself. You know what I'm saying? Physically, because of how his health was so stricken, right? That is when he's naked. I came into this world. Naked I shall leave. After he hath tried me, I shall come forth as pure. Have you been feeling hotter than usual? Have you been glowing more than usual? Literally beautifying? Growing more and more youthful? Your value has increased dramatically. After he hath tried me, I shall come forth as pure gold. These are people, again, going back, people who thought they was burning you at the stake. And the whole time, they are a part of the fire that is cultivating that gold. People who thought they was going to put all this pressure on you, and the whole time, they are of the pressure that is formulating that diamond. It was a process to get that diamond right. Now that diamond is on display. And people are rearranging their lives to get their hands on that diamond. Wow. Hezekiah Walker. Love is patient, caring. Love is kind. Love is felt most when it's genuine. But I've had my share of love abused, manipulated, and it's great. Misused, and I can't help but give you glory when I think about my story. And I know you favored me because my enemies did try, but couldn't triumph over me. Yes, they did try, but couldn't triumph over me. They whispered, conspired. They told their lies. God favors me. My character, my integrity, my faith in God. God favors me. Will not fall, will not bend, won't compromise. God favors me. I speak life and prosperity, and I speak health. God favors me. God favors me. Y'all don't have to favor me. Y'all don't have to favor the divine feminine. Y'all don't have to like them. Y'all don't have to love them. Y'all can hate them with all the fibers of your being. God favors them, and those demons you house don't give a fuck about you. Just like you want to convince everybody you don't give a fuck about the divine being, or you don't want nobody to give a fuck about the divine being. The fact that God favors that divine being guarantees that that divine being will experience the greatest love there is, will experience the greatest wealth there is, will experience and tap into the greatest knowledge and wisdom and awareness and understanding that there is, because God favors them. Many will come to me and say, Lord, Lord, And I will say to them, I do not know you. These are people who didn't want you to be known. Didn't want you to be known about. Wanted you to be hidden, forgotten, forsaken. But God knows you. God knows you. God knows about your gifts, your skills. God knows what you did for that person. God knows what you said. God knows about that art, about that. God knows about that dream, about that wish, that desire. God knows you. 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 God wants you. God desires you. God is loyal to you. God never left you. God will never leave you. God will never forsake you. God will never abandon you. God will never emotionally neglect you. All these weapons that these nothing ass people used and orchestrated and paid for, invested in, to defeat you and conquer you. To trick you. Confuse you out of how worthy you are in the eyes of God. People talk about being a high value, this, a high value. You are highly valued to God. You know how it talks about cherish your wife. Cherish those that you love. God cherishes you. God cherishes you. God is the potter. I don't care what you say. We have more than enough proof that it didn't matter what our situation became. It didn't matter what version of ourselves we became, how we changed, what pain did to us, what stress did to us, what neglect did to us from these people. What did God do with you? What did God do with it? What did God do? All things work together for the good. Of them who love God. All things. All of it. All of it. And when you are God's child, when you are anointed, when you are God's prophet or prophetess, consider this. When people do ill to you, all things work together, okay, for the good, for those who love God. All things. Meaning, these people don't love God. They love Satan. They love evil, okay? They don't love God. They hate God. This is why they hate you, okay? This is why, right? And think about these people who get caught up in other people's hate for them. It's 1:44 on the clock. Think about all the people who get caught up in somebody else's hatred of them and how they end up losing their lives. Trying to prove something. Trying to prove that, they hate them even more. And again, God hates evil, so there's nothing wrong with hating evil. However, you're going to naturally hate evil if you love God and you love divinity. You're going to naturally, it's a given, right? But the thing is, even if they hate you, even if they slander you, even if they set you up, all things work together for the good of those who love God. Meaning, again, those who do these wicked things to you do not love God. They don't love God. So if all things work together for the good of those who love God, what the hell happens for those who don't? What happens to the ones who disrespect God of all people and still touch God's anointed? Still do harm to God's prophets and prophetess? What happens? That means if all things work together for the good of those who love God, all things, woo, 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 everything will fall apart. Everything will be destroyed. Everything will fall down for those who hate God. Nothing will work. Nothing will work. Nothing will work out for them. Nothing will work out for them. Nothing. Nothing. Kicked out of heaven. Nothing will work for them. But everything will work together for your good. This is why you're hated. Because you're not dumb enough to forfeit your covenant. You won't allow them. You won't become weak enough for them to snatch it out your hands. Snatch it out your heart. Y'all putting them swords in my back. I'll eat that. My ancestors then got whipped out. I can eat that. I'm not giving up 4 Pentacles. I'm not giving up this covenant though. I'm not giving up this covenant. These are people who thought they was going to beat the covenant, beat your covenant out of your hands with God. What? Think about people who get some type of celebrity status and they got security guards. God is the ultimate security guard. God is the ultimate security guard of security guards. Your divine angels, archangels, and ancestors. I'm about to ruffle some feathers. You want to know how real it is? They got them guns. You got Archangel Michael. They got them carnal weapons. You got your spirit team. Yeah. Oh, you've mysteriously fell ill. Now, did you? Oh, you didn't wake up from your sleep. The seed that you planted. Oh, you set up king. You set up queen. Damn, somebody done set you up. Oh. Whew. But again, right? The goal. You want me to forfeit the best bodyguard of all time. Nah. Yeah, nah. No, it's not happening. The covenant. You mad. Because I got the secret sauce. The youth serum. God. And you want me to forfeit that covenant, that youth serum. Fuck your makeup. I got the Potter. I have the Potter. That's my flex. You feel me? Yeah, I got it on. You got that shit. I got God on, for sure. Oh my God, like, what brand that is you got on, God? God, I got God on. That's what it is. I got God on. I got God on. Yeah. Where you get that from? Huh? Where I get it from? Drake. Bro. That little girl, bro. Oh my God. I'm gonna have some funny ass children. You hear me? I'm telling y'all, like, when I say, listen, like, oh my God, y'all. I'm gonna have a ball. When I become a mom and I have children, I'm gonna have a ball with my children, bro. Because I know they're gonna be funny. I know they're gonna be funny. Oh my God, y'all. When I say like me and my brother alone, we used to entertain, like we entertained my mom so much. Like, oh my God. That's crazy. I'm so excited about my children when I become a mom. I'm so excited to just watch them like grow. Honor them, you know. I already honor them with my life. It's not a matter of, oh, I'm pregnant and then I start moving in a way of honor. I honor them now before they get here, before they are fully manifested, right? I want to be able to breastfeed my children. I don't want to give my children no formula. I want to be able to run around, play, do all that. I want to be able to, if my child want to do gymnastics, if my child want to dance, if she want whatever, if my little boy want to, box, play chess, whatever, I want to be able to invest in them. I want to be able to, I'm so excited to see or to learn about who they're going to be, like to learn these souls who have chosen me to come through me, my portal. I'm excited to see who they are, to find out who they're going to be. I'm excited. I'm excited to pour healthy love into them. And cherish them. And my husband, I'm already grateful for my husband. When you encounter, when you truly experience and love from God, bro, how can you not be excited about marriage? How can you not be excited about true friendship, true family? Because it's inevitable that you're going to get that. Stay locked in with God. I'm telling you. Don't let anybody trick you out of that. God is the cure of all cures. For those of you who already have children, for those of you who are divorced, for those of you who... God is the cure. God is the potter. All things work together for the good of those who love. Stay locked in with God. It doesn't matter what the situation look like. I'm telling you, stay locked in with God. It's going to work together for your good. I promise you. Why? Because God said it, and God is not a man that he should lie. The same way you guys are very defensive of God, God is defensive over you. Your husband, your wife, that's the standard. Whatever the standard is with God, so shall it be in your life. In every aspect of all of your connections, business and all. So shall it be, so mote it be. It ain't over until God says it's over. It ain't over until God says it's done. Yo, there's so many songs like just through my spirit. I almost let go. I felt like I just couldn't take life anymore. My problems had me down. Depression weighed me down, but God held me close so I wouldn't let go. God's mercy kept me so I wouldn't let go. And I'm here today because God kept me. Think about something that's unkept. Think about something that's well kept. Think about somebody abandoning you, neglecting you, not being there, letting you go when they should have held you close. Now think about God holding you in those moments when People that you thought or that you expected to hold on to you, let you go. And think about God holding on to you instead. And unfortunately, some of those people expected you to let go of God as a result of them letting go of you. And some of you guys were literally brought to moments or a moment like that where you felt like you almost let go, or it really felt like that. It really felt like that, but God held you close. It's like you ain't got no choice. We locked in, friend. Like, that's what it gives. Like, guys, we locked in. We locked in. First of all, I know you. I knew you for all these people, for these people who let you go. You was already with me. We was already one. We was already one. Yo, shout out to Kurt Franklin, right? Man. Ugh. Thank God for him. Shout out to Kurt Franklin, bro. Telling you, dog. Imagine Me was always one of my favorite songs growing up. It used to always make me cry listening to it. But that was some very powerful spells to cast upon yourself, okay? Y'all know words are spells. Prayers. Very powerful. Imagine me loving what I see when the mirror looks back. Because I imagine me. Letting go of all the ones who hurt me. They never did deserve me. Even when my mama said it. Even when my daddy didn't. For some of you, even when your mama did it. Or your daddy. Even when your daddy said it. Or your mama didn't. Right? Or even when they did. And others try to tell you otherwise. Saying no to thoughts that try to control me. Remembering all God told you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are the head and not the tail. I will never leave you or forsake you. All right, y'all. Let me get in here, get settled, and get some rest. Y'all stay in the know. Okay. Stay beautiful. Stay loved. Stay God's. As in God''S. Yeah. Stay locked in with God through it all. Include God in all things. All things. Include God in all things. And remember that all things work together for the good of those who love God. Your love is not in vain. But one thing about it, make sure you invest your love in God. Invest your love in God. Okay? Because even in all the things you experience and the harsh shit you experience that, these evil spirits are trying to trick you out of out of loving yourself or out of not loving yourself. Love God. I promise you, you won't have no choice but to fall in love with yourself. Falling in love with Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus. Whatever y'all call him, Yeshua, Elohim, Allah, El Shaddai, Yahweh, the Most High, the Divine. Falling in love was the best thing I've ever done. Sometimes discouraged, but not defeated. Cast down, but not destroyed. There are times I felt so alone, but I still believe it's turning around for me. I've had struggles and disappointments. There are times I don't understand. Some of my friends, they let me down, but I still believe it's turning around for me. Around for me, around for me. It's turning around. I can see the breaking of day. God is making a way. Change is coming for me. If I stand strong and believe, there's no reason to doubt. I know he's working it out. 202. It's turning around for me. Y'all know what phase y'all are in? Y'all successfully passed that test. You were tried and you came forth as pure gold. Y'all are in the phase of restoration. And who knows, maybe people are, you guys could be at different parts of your journey, for sure. But one thing about it, rejoice, because you shall recover it all, and then some. All. God keeps emphasizing all. Okay? Y'all know Job received twice, triple, quadruple what he ever had. Right? How God repaid and restored him, like, just because he stayed locked in with God. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in all of these illusions people are spinning. Okay? Stay locked in with God. That is the key. Period. Dot. Exclamation mark. 204. March 22nd. Okay. That's the building blocks. Those are the building blocks. That's the contractor you want to hire. That's who you want to build your house. God. That's who you want to build your mansion. God. That's who you want to build your life partner. God. That's who you want to rebuild your life. Build your courage. Build your self-esteem. God. 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 Here's a test. Okay, and this is the line, you fill in the answer. Series of different questions. What is the answer? God, 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 God. God, 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 God. You get 100 on your test. You pass. Diamonds. Diamonds for you. Here's a diamond. Here's gold for you. Gold for you. Oh my God, bro. That's how your ancestors is like. That's how your ancestors handing over blessings, handing over their here. Okay? Period. I'm telling you. Offerings. Offerings. You're receiving offerings from your spirit team also. It's reciprocal over here. A lot of times people talk about giving offerings to your ancestors, right? It's reciprocal. This, mind you, it's reciprocal. Y'all know how it's most painful to give love and loyalty and all of this to people, and they don't give you equal give and take, or they don't reciprocate. What Lauren said. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity, 'cause no one loves you more than me, and no one ever will. Is this just a silly game that forces you to act this way, forces you to scream my name, then pretend that you can't stay? No matter how I think we grow, it's painful. Because in a lot of cases, these people, no, absolutely, they have not had people love them to the extent and quality and attentiveness and detail that we love them. Why? Because we're giving them a love that we know, like, the love that we know is the love we receive and share with God. And a lot of times the reason why we find people, you know, who don't love themselves or in broken states or are stuck in karmic cycles, that is because they are detached from God's love. They're detached from it. And God align them with somebody like, you feel me? We just floating along, little fairy dust, do, flower girl. Okay, or I don't know, like the ring bearer boy. Like, like here, marry God. I want to propose, I want to make a proposal. Marry God. Like, marry God. Okay? I'm telling you, bro. Yep. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys. I do got a little biscuit head. That's funny. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh my goodness gracious. These people. Oh, there was another Jada here. I hope you know what your name means. Everybody should look into what their name means. All right, you guys. Oh yeah, I do want to say this too. Trying to make sure I got it and I'm close out. These are people, these people who's been attacking you. These are people who didn't want you to receive support. They want to tear down your support system, because this is how they thrive, right? These are people who wanted to ruin your love life because this is how they thrive. They thrive, okay, from having a companion, right? And anybody would, right? But the reason why they specifically targeted these things is because of your strength, okay? But mind you, consider all the illusion around this, right? I pulled a card the other day that says to discover God is real. So there was intentional hexes and curses placed on your love life. You stay locked in with God, leading by example, okay, of thriving with God and thriving even further and beyond with God, okay? That's one thing. There was separation from family, friends, different things like that. Now, here's the thing. You guys show up with, like, when it's sincere, when it's genuine and stuff like that, y'all are like A1 day ones to people that that you care about. Reliable, loyal, okay? So all of that energy that you invested was not in vain. Let me tell you that right now, okay? So, meaning you guys, it's inevitable for you guys to have people who defend you in secret because you're the kind of person that would defend somebody in secret, okay? Or when they're not in the room, when they're not around. You're that person, so shall you reap. You are that loyal, dependable partner, that considerate partner, that's considerate of your partner's feelings, their needs, okay? Their boundaries, their triggers, okay? You pay attention to what they like, what they're into, okay? When you're thinking about doing something kind and loving for them or gifting them, so shall you reap, okay? You're very attentive, okay? You're very soothing. You're very maternal, paternal, intuitive, okay? Caring, compassionate, patient, passionate, all that. So shall you reap, okay? Period. It's inevitable. You're very genuine, organic, authentic, transparent, a person of integrity when it comes to whom you connect with. So shall you reap. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? So shall you reap. I don't give a damn what the illusion was. Cause whatever your Job season may have looked like, okay? Again, how Job was to those people, his wife, his children, his harvest, his cattle, his wealth, his friends, his whomever, his community, so shall you reap. You've already forged it. It's sealed. It's a part of your covenant. And that's why they want to rip it out of your hands. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. But, I don't know. Like, if you felt like you successfully, stole out of collective garden, that, God had to show y'all that even with y'all stealing, swiping and shit, even with y'all stealing, right? Even with y'all poisoning, and even to the point of creating so much pollution that all this stuff get wiped out, only for God to turn around and give collective bigger, better, higher quality, more than they've had, better than they've had in your face. So, again, seeing that table be prepared, right? all the effort y'all put in, okay, against click, all that working together for their good in your face, while you're over there moping, blind. You know, you done did all this damage to yourself, trying to damage somebody you weren't supposed to touch, somebody you weren't supposed to do harm to, reaping them seeds that you saw, while you're over there trying to cope and escape through everything falling apart in your life. Trying to sneak over and ask Collective for some water while you're in hell, for some ice while you're in hell. But anyway, on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Okay. Take care of yourselves, you guys. See you on the next video.